Hello, hello, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? Friday night craft with me. I'm here. Hello. How are you? I see Rhea in the house. Robin's here. Awesome, guys. Robin, ooh, feed the dogs. Yes, yes. Dogs need to be fed dinner too. And then Rhea says she's waiting on pizza delivery. Awesome Friday night dinner. Pizza delivery is always good. Can't hear me? Hopefully it's working. Anyway, I'm here. Yes, it does help if you unmute me. I'm here. We're going to do some crafting tonight, just a little bit, kind of a shorter hangout for us Friday night, maybe hour and a half or something. We're just going to do a little bit of finishing up some ephemera, making some ephemera. I don't know what we'll get into, but that's what I have planned. Hello, Sandy. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining, guys. So sorry about the little short notice. Things are very, very busy right now. As you guys know, I am still on Christmas holiday, whatever you want to call it, break. I will not be returning for regularly scheduled live streams for a little bit now. I have a couple other projects I'm working on, and as soon as I get those projects wrapped up, under control, whatever, some time management things worked out, I will be back with our regularly scheduled live sales and live streams and all that kind of stuff. We are in the process of building the January junk journal kit of the month, so that will be coming soon. I might pop on next Tuesday when we normally would do a live sale just to do the kit. If the kit is ready by then I will pop on and do it. Otherwise, it will be the following Tuesday for the kit. But kits are coming, so if you're interested in doing the monthly kit, it's a junk journal kit that has everything that you need to complete and decorate the journal that we are going to make together on Friday Night Craft with Me's. Usually that's what we do, is we work through journal kits. However, to participate in Friday Night Craft with Me's, you don't have to purchase the journal kit. You can use whatever supplies you have. It's just a general craft with me. I will transition these Friday Night Craft with Me's over to free junk journal classes in the near future. So you will see some changes happening with that. Lots of changes this time of year. We're kind of revamping everything. I'm in the middle of a big project, as lots of you guys know. So all of those moving parts are going to get situated, and then I will be back with regular scheduled lives. So guys, I know that many of you are watching the recorded videos that I've been putting out on the channel every morning. I appreciate you guys so much for watching those. Thank you, thank you. They will come out every single morning, and there's a little 15-minute video doing my best to work through whatever project I have planned for that day in 15 minutes. And so those have been super fun to record. They're all different kinds of craft videos pertaining to junk journals, everything from making ephemera pieces, pockets, whatever, decorating journals, tricks and techniques, tips, that kind of stuff, from beading to dangles and charms and tassels and decorating the covers, making different types of closures, different types of bindings, the whole entire thing. If it can be done inside, put inside of a journal, put on the outside, if it's about making journals in general, that is what happens every morning. And it's a 15-minute video. At least that's my goal, 15 minutes. Some of them are shorter than 15 minutes. Some of them are a little bit longer than 15 minutes. If I do keep you longer than 15 minutes, I say specifically it's for decorating. Like the last 5 minutes of the video is for decorating. They're never longer than 20 minutes. That is what I've been working on. One of the projects I've been working on behind the scenes. So every day for the next year, 365 days of junk journal ideas comes out every morning. So thank you guys so much for your support on that project. It is a big undertaking because while it is only a 15-minute recorded video, if you've ever made YouTube videos, you know that a 15-minute video is never 15 minutes. It is more likely several hours of prep work behind the scenes, and then if you have to edit videos and things like that. So lots of moving parts. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Misty. Hello, thanks for joining. Lots of moving parts behind the scenes for all of that kind of stuff. And so I just want to make sure before we start up doing live sales again, that I have my schedule situated so that everything can can't talk either, flow smoothly after I get my schedule situated. And then I have some other projects like construction in this room and kind of stuff like that that are going on. So lots of things happening. It seemed like as soon as I took my vacation, I needed to focus on getting through Christmas with my family and getting everything that they needed done there. And so that's what I did. And then now that it's after New Year's, I'm trying to get done all the things we need done here. So just bear with me for regular live things, just for a little bit longer. And I promise it is well worth the wait. When we do come back to live sales, you guys are going to be blown away by the amount of stuff that has accumulated and the fun that we're going to have. So thank you guys all for being patient and for your support for all of those kind of things. All right, so for tonight, if you guys have any requests and it is possible for me to do all of that, then I will get out that stuff and do that stuff. Otherwise, it's just general. Like I said, I'm still technically on Christmas vacation. I don't return until sometime towards the middle end of January. In the meantime, while we don't have a kit to work through, we're just doing general crafting things pertaining to junk journals. Hello from Ontario, Canada. Awesome. Thanks for joining. Terry, that's awesome. Thanks so much for joining, and thanks for watching those videos. I was just talking about those videos. So we're going to do some crafting tonight. Does anybody have any requests of something? Like I said, it's not always possible to get every single thing out and do it. But if you guys have any requests for something that you want me to do tonight, let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to start decorating some unfinished ephemera bases and things like that I've got tonight. So if you've never joined a live before on Friday, normally we do junk journal. In the past, we've done junk journal kits. They come out every month. I do have one for January. It's coming soon. But you normally would work through those kits and make those journals. You don't have to purchase the kits to craft along with us on Friday. It's really just open to everyone. And, you can make what I'm making, or you can make something entirely different. In the future, if you weren't here just a few minutes ago when I said this, in the future, I will transition Friday Night Craft with Me's to free junk journal classes. And so we're still going to work through making junk journals every Friday. It'll just be a little bit different. It'll make more sense when it happens. But so we're kind of, like I said, I'm still technically on vacation, but I wanted to be here, and I, want to craft with you guys, and I miss you guys and want to see you guys. But there's a lot of moving parts. So just bear with me until we get all of that situated. Thank you so much for watching the videos. Thank you. They have been super fun to make. Super fun. And as I get more of those done, I will feel more comfortable with doing it. It's been a long time since I recorded a video every single day, so I'm getting used to doing it, and I appreciate your guys' support. That's really awesome. Thank you, A Bit of Crafting. Thank you, and welcome. Hello, guys. So I don't see any requests, so I think we're just going to get out some unfinished ephemera, and we're going to get to making something. It should be a shorter craft with me. Normally, craft with me is they can go on for, I don't know, last Friday was like 5 hours. We just had a lot of catching up to do because it was the first one after the holidays. So tonight we'll probably be hour and a half. We'll see how far we get with stuff. But let me switch the camera down, and I will go ahead and get out some things, and we'll just start working on stuff, and we will see where we get to. Like I said, if you guys have requests for something that you want me to do or show or make, go ahead and type it into chat there, and I will do my best to be able to do that. I just have parchment paper over my work surface. My work surface has changed. This is the video work surface. So it's different than live sales. Let me go ahead and get some unfinished ephemera out, and we'll work on that. So I have these. These are masterboard pieces and ledger that I glued down to coffee dyed cardstock. So these are ledger ones. We can go ahead and make these into tags. These are ones I've done with Florentine paper, so we can make those into stuff. some large journal cards, some more ledger. This is antique rag paper book page. So all of these are backed on coffee dyed cardstock. So that way when I decorate the front, this guy looks like he's got straw paper on the back of him. But so every time I make a masterboard, as you guys will soon see, I back it to coffee dyed cardstock. So I have that for unfinished ephemera we can play with. Let me grab out some things to finish this off with. I also have these documents laying around. We need to make something with antique documents today. Goodness. Lots and lots of bits and pieces. Let me see what we can make with this stuff here quick. I didn't know what you guys would want to work on tonight. Are you guys crafting? Are you in the middle of making a journal? Who's making a journal like right now? Like while we're live? Who's making a journal? First thing I need to do is I need to fussy cut some of these ladies. These are a digital that I have coming out for you guys soon. This is a scan of a French fashion magazine. And so this is the raw scan. The digital is a little different. But let me get some of these ladies fussy cut out so that we can decorate with them. So who's working on journals? Hello from New Zealand. It is really live. I understand that. It is really live. Right now we are live. So, did you guys all have a good new year? Did you guys celebrate big time? So we have fireworks here. Like I know some states, they have laws where you can't have fireworks. They recently changed our laws. Well, it's been several years, but they changed our laws. So fireworks are illegal here. And so people can have fireworks and light them off like in their backyards and whatnot on their property. And so a lot of people lit off fireworks this year for New Year's. And basically it was like going to a fireworks show, like a professional show, but you could just like go in your backyard and you could see them all. And it was really kind of interesting. Lots and lots of big fireworks, like professional grade fireworks. So that was cool. You got your own personal fireworks show in your backyard. You didn't even have to leave your house. You could just stand by your, your big window and you could see the fireworks. It was a really nice, personal fireworks show. What did you guys do for New Year's? Virtual crop. That's cool. So I'm just going to fussy cut these quick, and I'm trying to read chat while I'm doing it, which isn't really great because the monitor's to the side of me and it makes fussy cutting in front of you kind of difficult. So like I said, these are just scans of French fashion women, and they were like displaying the headwear, the hats and things like that. But they make good pieces to put onto journal cards. They're a great size for journal cards. Even the ones where it's just showing the back of the bonnet, it's super cute. So we're going to cut into this one. We're just going to do a short little craft with me today, and I'm going to make some ephemera unless somebody has requests. And then I said earlier, and I'll say again, the January junk journal kit is coming out soon, and I will possibly pop on and sell it on Tuesday during a live, and that will probably be the only thing that is sold that day, that night. And then if it's not this coming Tuesday, it'll be the following Tuesday, and it will more than likely just be the kit, like I said. I'm not quite ready to go back to doing live sales just yet. I just need a little bit more time because I have so many projects that I'm working on. It is Violet. Yep. Violet. Hello, Violet. How are you? Hello, Sarah. Welcome, Sarah. So just gonna decorate some unfinished ephemera tonight for a little bit. Just a quick little hangout tonight. And then I'll start doing the junk journal classes on Fridays in the near future. I don't know, when I come back towards the end of January, when I come back from my vacation. This is still vacation time for me. So when I come back from vacation, we'll do the junk journal classes on Fridays, and we'll work through that January kit of the month. And then in February, we will have a new themed kit of the month. And there's all kinds of other exciting announcements when I finally do get back. I know it feels like I've been away for forever. It took me quite a long time to get everything ready for and done for my family for the holidays. And then I'm still shipping things for people. All different kinds of things. I had to look at that sentence twice too. Yeah. You guys are pretty quiet out there. Pretty quiet. Anybody crafting anything tonight? Are you guys just hanging out? Are you exhausted from the week? Some people had the whole week off, and some people only had like New Year's Day off. I'm trying to be fussy about cutting around all these little bonnets, and they have tiny little sprigs of flowers sticking out of them and little bits of hair. CD pockets. You're working on CD pockets, Teresa? That's nice. I love making things out of CD pockets or putting things in CD pockets. That's great. So, my name is Kate, and I'm from Arizona. So in the US in Arizona. So it's pretty warm here for us still. We're into the 70s. I know other places have super cold temperatures. But our weather is really pretty nice year round. Not quite as nice as California because we get hot in the summer, but I'll take this over the super cold snow any day. Fussy little bonnets, but so beautiful. They don't really look comfortable to wear, but they are beautiful. Fashion today, high fashion today isn't comfortable either, so I guess it makes sense. And there's those four. I don't know if I'll put all four on things. We'll have to see what I have. They're the large, this is the original size of these. And there was actually two more of them, I think, on the same page, but I've already used one of them. This is kind of a larger journal card. And then I have these two, which are really large. See, she needs something behind her though, like a piece of doily or something like that. She barely fits on there. She does fit, but barely. She looks pretty good on there. I don't know if I want to use them all on there, but maybe she can go on this one. This piece of Florentine paper is just making everything blend in. Yeah, they have to have something underneath of them. So let me find a piece of doily, paper doily to put underneath of the ladies. Yeah, she would take that whole entire card. Let me find a piece of paper doily. And I also want to cut up this piece just because it's neutral. I have these ledgers here too, though. So the ledgers could definitely put a lady and a label on the ledger. I don't know about this one with her. She has no face. It's just because it's the back side of her. I don't know about that one. Let's play with these other ones and let's cut up this piece. Let me grab some paper doily. Hardly any snow. Freezing, freezing, freezing. Ideas using washi tape. I hardly ever use washi tape unless it is just a slight little decoration. I am not a huge fan of the ones I have. I don't know. That's a good thing for me to get out and play with though. Washi tape. Good thing. Index card journal. That sounds fun. And welcome, Valerie. Hello and welcome. A junk planner. That is amazing. I love that idea. Know how to use the Italian paper aside from masterboards. What else can you make with it? You can make anything with it. It's just patterned paper. So anything that you would use regular patterned paper for, you can use the Italian Florentine paper. We can make some like pockets out of it if you want to. Teresa, are you saying you're making CD pockets or you want me to make CD pockets? See, that's what I get for fussy cutting. I missed so many comments. You're making a 2025 journal? That sounds lovely. Great, great, great. $20 degrees with slight snow flurries. Snow is so pretty. We never get snow. So I really do think it's beautiful and I like to look at it. But living in a place where it has a ton of snow, I couldn't physically do that. It causes too much pain, the cold for me. All right, so let me set this project to the side. Well, let me grab the paper doily and at least finish one of these because we started them. We can finish one. Paper doily. Paper doily right here. So any type of paper doily you can use underneath things. This is such a large card for her. Honestly, I hate to cut this one down. Maybe I have a masterboard somewhere that isn't cut down yet. Or maybe she can go on this ledger. Yes, she can go on the ledger. That works. We'll come back to these other ones here in a second. And you're hiding under there. Let's put her on the ledger. So this is ledger that is an antique French ledger that I've backed to coffee dyed cardstock. We can put her there. And let's put, she doesn't really need it on here, but I'm going to stick it on there. Let's tear a little piece of it out. See what we can do with this. Maybe it can come up from the bottom. I hate to cover up the fancy header up here at the top. It can come up from the bottom. And then we'll cut this into a tag. So that works. I don't mind doing things. I came into this today not knowing exactly what I wanted to work on because like I said, we're in the middle of a million things here. So I'm just going to glue this tag. I'm going to glue this tag. My glue has been super sticky, wet, and gooey. So we're going to stick this down on there. Hopefully that's where I want it because that's where it is. I'm going to go over just a little bit more. So I'm free to do anything that you guys would like me to do. I have 365 days of videos. So we're going to work through all the things multiple times, you know, not repeating the same thing, but we have time to play with everything. We have plenty of time to play with everything. Okay, let me give this little girl some ink first before we stick her on there. If you have that Tombow marker, that's a good one to go around the edges of too. Okay, there's that part. Let's glue her up. So we can grab some Florentine paper and play with that, and then we'll see what we get to. This lady can go on here. I'm leaving space. I don't want her all the way down, but I am leaving space for a hole reinforcer up there at the top of the tag, and probably a label. So there's that. And then let's cut off these extra bits. I got some beautiful French fabric in the other day. I'm dying to play with that. Just wanting to curl a little bit. I can't read chat and try to pick up scraps. Okay, so here's this one. Let me see if I do have this little label floating around here for a couple days now. I'm not sure about that. Let me give that some thought for a second. In the meantime, let's cut this into tag shape. Sticky. Sticky, sticky. Yeah, there we go. I'm happier with that. And let me ink my cut. Ink around the sides. I have been inking a little more than I normally would because on camera, things look different on camera than they do in person. So I think to get some things to show up on camera, sometimes I do have to ink a little more. That's our tag so far. I don't have the actual hole reinforcers in here, but I did want to leave space for the hole reinforcer at the top. So that's that so far. I think that one came out super cute. I could put this little label. I don't know that I want a label on it. I think she might be just perfect the way she is. See, the lighting is also like super, super bright right now. It's kind of blowing it out a little bit. Hang on just one second so I can adjust the setting. Let's see. Let's bring the lighting down a little bit. Just a little. I think that's a little better. She's super pretty the way she is. She has daisies up there in her bonnet. I don't know how much you guys can see of the daisies, but there's daisies in her bonnet. And then she's already back. I didn't ink around the back, but I will off camera. So we got one thing done. Do you guys want me to do the other one quick? Or shall I just move on to something else? These are just too little for these gigantic cards. And I don't have the right size piece sitting in here. I mean, I've got more of these. I can just continue with this. But you guys just saw me make one, so I don't really know that it would be all that exciting to finish these. But I could have those guys go on there. I really do like her bonnet, though. Look at how pretty her bonnet is. It's the prettiest bonnet. Maybe she can go on that one. That's not actually bad there. And she's just too big for that one. That's not bad either. Okay. Well, at least I know what I am doing with them. And I still have this guy. Okay. Finish them? Oh. Okay, we can finish some. Oh, yes. My name is Kate. Sorry. Okay, let me type in, because I will forget this. And I've been really bad about promoting the Facebook group for quite a long time now. Like, I know I do normally during the lives, but I have been bad about promoting it. in other places other than my life. So let me put the Facebook group into chat. And if you guys want to take a moment and head over to the Facebook group, the people who are new here, this is my Facebook group. It's called Junk Journal Makers. And so it is for anyone and everyone who is interested in making junk journals. It's for beginners. It's for people who have never made a junk journal and they're a beginner. And it's also for people who have made junk journals for many years and are professional junk journal makers that make and sell and that kind of thing. So all different kinds of skill levels are going, to the group and joining the group. We have some, I'm not going to say famous necessarily, but we have some people in the group who are, really well known in the community. And a lot of us are subscribed to their channels and stuff like that. So they're in there. And the Facebook group is really new. It's only 4 or 5 months old. And it has been growing like crazy. And I love that. And I love seeing everybody's work in there. So if you're not a member of the Facebook group, I'd encourage you to go on over there because I do post things in there and that will be, increasing as I go. I haven't been putting the 365 videos in there as of today, but they will be going in there as of tomorrow. I just didn't want to flood the feed with all of my own content either. So everyone is available to post in there. So if you're working on a project, you are more than welcome to post what projects you're working on. If you're making journals, there's opportunities to post your work for sale in the Facebook group. All different kinds of things. If you have a YouTube channel and you do videos and stuff like that, you can post those in there. So all different opportunities for people in there. It's not just about what I'm doing. I kind of created the Facebook group and started doing the videos, the 365 videos, just as a way of, doing something a little more than coming on and selling French ephemera all the time. So that was the idea kind of behind those things. Although I will tell you, I did not anticipate the response to the 365 videos. I'm kind of shocked and blown out of the water about that response. I'll have to say more about that later, but goodness. I am so very thankful. All right, so we got all that inked up. That one's already inked up. We're good. Let me go back here. There we go. We do have some awesome, talented people in the group. And we also have a lot of people who are just learning and just, getting comfortable with the whole how to make a junk journal thing. And so I love the fact that she's just too big for here. I could cut off more of her. But I love the fact that there's all different skill levels in there. It's just nice. It's really nice that all different manner of skill level is represented, and there's lots of experts in there to answer questions and help out. Ooh, she's actually really nice on that one. Because the ladies are so big, I'm really liking them on the more neutral backgrounds. So I'm going to stick these ladies on these 3, and we're going to have 4 little lady tags or journal cards or whatever we make them. But why not? We're here. Let's do it. And then I'm going to grab some Florentine paper and play with that. And what was the other request? Hello, Cindy. Hello. What was the other request? Oh, good night, Violet. Thanks for joining. Florentine paper, and somebody asked about something else. My brain. So I'll grab Florentine paper and we will play with that. It is awesome on masterboards for sure. I need to scoot her down. Ooh, I didn't put doily on that one. And I kind of want doily on that one. Yeah, I kind of want doily on that one. Let's put some doily on there. Actual real lace would have been nice on these too, because they are the French fashion ladies. Real lace behind these would have been nice. So that's another option. The good thing is I already have quite a bit of glue on here. So that's good. I'm just going to stick this on. We're going to get what we're going to get with it. It's lovely. However, I want a little bit more over. Okay. This time we're going to get what we get with. And then she needs re-glued. So I want to do some super fun mixed media things over the weekend. And I'm trying to fit it into the schedule. I haven't played with the Italian paper yet on those 365 videos. I definitely will. I'm just pacing myself. Okay, so I'm going to let this doily dry on here for just a few, and then I'll come back and cut that off. Let's do this one. This lady, we don't really have space to add like doily under her. It's pretty busy as it is, so I think she's just getting glued on there. Now, I probably wouldn't put all 4 of these cards or tags in the same journal. Maybe if it was very heavily French fashion themed, but it's nice to have all these done pieces that are just ready to go in your box, your ready ephemera box. That way, when you're working on a journal and you're like, oh, dang, I forgot to make something for this one pocket, you can just go to your finished ephemera box and you're good. I think I forgot to ink this one. Oh, I switched it. I inked the other one. So now this one is inked. On the front at least. So these will just go in the ready to go ephemera box. Oh, you want me to make CD envelopes. I see. I wasn't sure if you said you were making them, you were, playing with them, or all right, let's do some CD envelope play. I would normally stick it in a journal, like bind it into the journal signature, but you can also make them where they just go in pockets as ephemera. That's good too. And I think I have some pre-coffee dyed. Ooh, dang it. I can't do 2 things at once. I do think I have some that are already coffee dyed in the other room. So I can grab some coffee dyed CD envelopes. That way they're actually ready to go. And we can play with those. Or I can actually, I don't know if I have white ones at hand, but if I have white ones, we can grab them too. And what I would do is just cover them with some kind of paper that you like if they're white, or you can stamp on them, ink blend on them, whatever you want to do to make them non-white, or just leave them white. Not everything has to be, colored or coffee dyed or whatever. I almost covered up every bit of this ledger page. And this ledger is the super old 1600s rag paper ledger. So it's kind of a crime to cover this one up. But I do like creating on the coffee dyed cardstock because it's already good to go, right? So let me cut off the extra bits of this. I'll cut off that one and then labels, and they're done. And I will have some ready-made ephemera. I'm going to cut this. It doesn't have glue over here, so it should be okay. Okay, that's what we got going so far. I still love this one the most. And the reason why is it has a pink line in the ledger, and it is the exact same French pink of her bow. It's really cute. Okay, after this, I'm going to attempt to clear up all these little doily bits. I don't really like the tiny little bits of paper. All right, I do have this little label floating, and it's going to go on this one or that one, this one. It matches that one better, so we're going to do that. And the reason why I craft on the parchment paper for you people who are new is because this is parchment paper down here. is because I love it much, much more than glue book pages. It works really, really well. All of the glue stick will dry on it, and you can literally continue to craft on it basically forever. The only time I change mine is when it's just too ugly. It's got ink all over it or whatever. These labels that I'm using come from the Paper Cameo. The Paper Cameo, if you want to visit her Etsy store, she's got this awesome set of labels. I've been using it for a while. You know how it is. I find something that I love and I just use it and use it and use it. And that's good. So one of these, I'm thinking, can go on there. Maybe the larger? I don't know. I like the handwriting too, though. I'm going to have to cut them both quick. And maybe the one that I don't use on this one can go on that other little guy over there. It has kind of rounded corners on the labels. And these scissors are my favorite scissors from Costco. They're just cheapy scissors, and I love them. They're great general crafting scissors. The lady images, yes, they're coming. I have, at this point, more digitals than you guys could ever use in a lifetime coming. There's a reason why they're not out yet, and it's because there's something else happening with them. And once that all gets worked out, then we will bring them to you guys. Lots and lots of changes to things, but all good changes, guys. All good changes. So I did the digitals and I was ready to bring them, and then we decided to take that whole situation in a different direction and do much more with the digitals. And so that's why they're being slow rolled at the moment. When I come back for live sales, there will be some. Not a whole ton, but some. Okay, so this one is more yellow in color tone, but it's also too big to go on here unless I just put it right there, which maybe. I guess that's where those are going. It's kind of big in all honesty, but kinda. And I do tend to glue off to one side, but I've been fighting with this Uhu for days now. This one was super fresh, which is great, right? It's great, but you'll see in the 365 video. It gives me a little bit of a headache. Yep. It's basically been doing that. And in the 365 videos, they're 15 minutes long, and I don't have time to deal with glue stick problems, glue stick issues. I'm going to slide it all the way over to the edge. Okay, there's those. So we did that. We have created 1, 2, sorry about the lighting, 3. There's a reason for that. 1, 2, 3. And we've got one more over here. I can't see it without looking at it. 4 ladies. And these were original scans. These have not been put through Photoshop yet. When I put them through Photoshop and turn them into digitals for you guys, the quality is better. But this is just a 1-for-1. I took it to the laser printer and did it. So that's what we have. I think this one will get cut into a tag shape. But other than that, I'll leave them. And I can worry about that later. So I'll flatten them out. And obviously the little loose doily pits, the little loose doily bits still need to be tacked down with art glitter, but I'll worry about that in another moment. Okay. We were going to work on CD envelopes, which I need to go grab, and Florentine paper. Thank you guys. Hello, Selena. Hello, welcome. All right, let me grab some of the other things you guys asked about, and we'll be working with Florentine paper next, I think. And then I will grab the CD envelopes. Be right back. Florentine paper. So for Florentine paper, I just have some at hand. I don't have all of them. Like, I don't have every single pattern. This was stuff I've used recently in Christmas journals. So I can try to play with this stuff, but it is maybe not everyday color. Like, some of them are everyday, but a lot of it is Christmas. So we can try to play with some of these ones that are right here. Let me pop them off screen so they don't make the camera go crazy. And let me grab the CD envelopes. Oh, I do have these. Okay, so these are the coffee dyed CD envelopes. So we can play with those. There's a couple of them there. And then I do have these. So these ones got bent up during shipping. So I guess I do have some regular pattern ones too. So yes, I do have enough to play with for sure. Let's work with Florentine paper and then we can work with these. And let me set this stuff off to the side. That's the rest of my masterboard stuff that we can finish decorating. For Florentine paper, let me take out a sheet that is like, I don't know, something easy to work with. Something that I can put in any journal. I mean, I gravitate towards ones like this. These are super big. Super big sheets. So, let me tuck these away. Okay. So for the people who are new here, the things that I tend to craft with are always available in my live sales. I usually have a live sale every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where the Italian paper is sold at. So the Italian Florentine paper, it comes from Italy, and I usually sell it in the live sales. So when you see me crafting with something, the antique documents, the antique ledgers, those kind of things, my own digitals, whatever it is I'm using, it's usually available. I don't have live sales at the moment, only because I'm still technically on Christmas break. I won't resume doing live sales until the end of January, middle end of January. So that's where the Italian paper came from. And the Italian paper it comes in a 20 by 28 inch sheet. So it's a massive sheet. I'm going to tear this down so that it's a manageable size for me to play with on my desks. Because otherwise it's just going to make a mess. So let me get this torn down into a smaller size. That's a great idea, Rhea. Sorry, it's being unruly. I'm just going to rough tear it. The rest will be craft paper for collage. There we go. Some people said that was sacrilege to tear it like that. It all gets used for collage eventually, right? So this one I'm going to tear down into a normal sheet of paper. Like an A4, slightly larger than an A4. I don't have the big paper cutter in here either. So the room that I'm in now, it's not my craft room. It's my filming room. And so The craft room is actually across the hall. And while I can walk over there and I can get to most things, it's not always it's not always perfect. It's not always easy to get to everything, but we can get to most things. So it's a great idea that you bought the Christmas roll wrap thing holder for your Florentine paper. I have also seen online where you can buy long plastic tubes that have caps on the ends of them, and you can roll your paper up and store it in those tubes also. So Ria's question was, what else can you do with Florentine paper other than collage? So like she said masterboard specifically, but you guys know that you can use it as collaging for masterboard. So covering up a masterboard with different pieces of Florentine paper mixed in with ledger and book page and all the other things, right? And you can also collage it, pieces of it onto pockets or onto tags. You've seen that. Maybe, you know, just as I'm saying, like you could treat it as any other patterned paper, any other scrapbook paper, you would make pages out of it. You can cover the inside and the outside of journal covers with it. You can make your envelopes out of it. You could make, you know, actual pockets just by folding it, just like you would a sheet of, you know, a digitally printed paper or something like that. So we can do all of the normal things with the Florentine paper. It's possible I can combine two things, but I would collage it on here. So it's basically collage again. But let's try to make some pockets. Like it's rough torn. It's not perfect, but maybe I can cut this down and make some more pockets out of this. I mean, just an envelope made out of this would be beautiful. A regular envelope. It's not double-sided. So I do have a project in mind, but that is better on double-sided paper. Let's go ahead and just make a nice envelope out of this. So let's see about size-wise. I'm going to tear this down one more time. And I just want something that will be the right size to go onto a page or in a pocket on a page or something like that. If you're hand tearing your Florentine paper, it's best to fold it back and forth on itself and then try to tear it. It is laid paper, so it does have a texture to it, and it's pretty good weight. All right, let's see about doing this. I think this should work. For size-wise, I'm going to fold it. Let me see how big this sheet is so that I can tell you guys that information. The sheet that I'm working with is about 9 3/4 by 7. So a roughly 10 by 7 sheet of paper, just for size-wise. And I'm going to fold it in. The first side is going to go a little more than a third, and this one's going to overlap. So I just want it to where the flap here is just going to overlap a little bit, say like 1/2 inch. So just, I'm eyeballing this. There's no set thing because we're just going off the cuff here. And so I'm just going to put my seam down the center here. I know it's hard to see because it's a pattern, but my seam is going to go down the center. And I just made sure that they both overlap so that I can glue a seam in here. And I'm basically just going to end up with a little policy envelope. That's what we're going for here. So it does help if your folds are straight. So there we go. Hopefully that's a little straighter. And then I'm going to fold up. So I started out with a sheet of paper. I folded in the left side more than I folded in the right side so that they would overlap and give me a nice center seam here. And I'm going to fold up the bottom about 1/2 inch. And I'm creasing it as I go. And I'm going to open that back up. And then for the bottom part, I'm going to go ahead and open up my whole entire thing. And I'm going to cut off some excess bits because I don't want it to be too bulky down there. So let me go ahead and use my fussy cutting scissors. And I'm going to cut off the two side flap, the bottom section of the two side flaps. And I'm just going to rough cut that for a moment. and cut off this one. And I'm just following my fold line. That's why I folded up the bottom. And I'm just going to cut that rough for a second. And so I did that. And we're going to fold up this section. And for this section, I want it to have nice little slanted sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Nice little slanted sides. There we go. So now I have that bottom and this center seam done, and we need to work on the top part. So if I want it to come down, let's make it come down. Let's make it come down about an inch, inch and a quarter for the top. And again, I'm trying to fold it straight. Inch, inch and a quarter there, and I've pressed it. And then for the top part, let's see. I think we're going to cut off the flaps again. Yes. Let's cut off the top of the flaps again. So just the side panels, okay? Just the side. And I like to leave this section intact for a moment just so that I can cut those angles perfectly. And it's better to see my fold lines on the creamy color side. It doesn't really matter if they're not exactly perfectly cut straight because the top flap does cover them. You have some nice little pieces where you can use that to decorate something else later. So you've got our middle, our bottom. This is our top flap. At this point, I'm just going to make sure, and I'm going to give those little snips at the side, just a little slight angle. I like to do it after the fact because I think it gives me a much straighter, better angle. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to make this a little policy envelope. So I'm going to put some circles here and here and put string around them for a little policy envelope. And then this can be used different ways. You can, if you don't want to glue this down, it could just open up and you have some ephemera in here. But if you want to glue it closed, then you'll want to thumb hole, after you glue it, you'll want to thumb hole notch this to make it easier to slide things in and out of your pocket. It's in effect, without really realizing it, I kind of made a CD envelope. It just doesn't have the circle in the front of it. But that's basically what that is. For me, I think I'm going to go ahead and glue it because I like the idea of being able to stick this in a pocket and decorate on this side. And then the person can take it out of the pocket and maybe it has little bits of ephemera in it or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue. All right. So we overlapped. It doesn't really matter which way it goes, but I kind of like it to go that way. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I like to glue, I don't like to get my finger in it. I like to glue down one side of one piece and the other side of the other piece so that when you do close it up, so like I glued on this side on this side, really close to the edge, and I glued this piece on this side. So when you close them and they overlap, it glues down both panels to each other so that there's no pulling up on this way. So like I can't, both pieces are glued. I don't know how to say that. Both pieces are nicely glued. Okay. I didn't ink anything at this point, I guess. I mean, if you're going to ink, I guess you would want to ink your flap. Now you could have inked that center fold. I'm not really into inking that much, as you guys know, but I will gently, very, very gently ink that. That's as much as I'm willing to ink that. And then I'm just going to put glue across the bottom and across the top. It doesn't really matter that much there. It's just gluing it closed. And there's that one. And then up here at the top, I do have thumb hole punch in here. Good. I'm going to thumb hole punch the top just a little. And so I thumb hole with this. I like the tab because it creates a nice oval thumb hole for me to get my pieces of ephemera in and out. And so for that, you're just going to have to you know, it's hard to see it on camera, but you're going to have to slide your piece in there and then center it as best as you can and thumb hole notch it. I have to do it upside down, so there's that. And I will gently ink this part up here at the top as well, just gently. Some people like a lot of inking and some people hardly ink at all or never. It's all personal taste. I only will do it when it frames out something, you know. I don't really, I struggle with it because I have a lot of antique original paper, and I can really see what color that old paper is. It's hard for me because I don't like the look that the inking gives to everything. Sometimes it is too dark in my opinion, but I also use oxide. I don't use the regular ink because that is definitely too dark for my taste. I'm going to go ahead and just gently, because we started inking, so I'm just going to gently ink the rest of this. And then we're going to decorate the front and we can find something to stick in there. There might be a coordinating piece of masterboard that we can use for the ephemera that goes inside of here. Hello, Alice. It's good to see you. Okay, so there's that part. And then these little bits, let me pick out these ones and we'll throw the rest. So something coming up is we're going to build, and I know I've said this before, but it's actually coming. We're going to build cluster boxes. So we're going to take a plastic divided box. So if you don't have a plastic divided box that is empty that you can dedicate to this project, maybe use the next couple of weeks to grab one of those. I like to buy plastic storage boxes from Hobby Lobby. I think Hobby Lobby has really great prices on that plastic storage box things. A lot of times, if you look at something that's on sale at like Joann's versus the regular price at Hobby Lobby, the regular price at Hobby Lobby is usually still cheaper than the sale price at Joann's. So I happen to have this piece that's from a masterboard that we could decorate to have like a coordinating set. It is too large, so I will have to cut some off, but we could definitely put this inside of here. For the front of it, you know, we have a blank canvas of goodiness to play with there. I would like to put some book page down a side of it. I have this old German one, this old crusty, this old crusty German book page. I use rag paper when I'm crafting. Rag paper, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but rag paper is a very special paper, and you usually find it only in antique book pages. They do make rag paper currently at your art and craft supply stores, but they will have rag paper in the watercolor and painting section. And that rag paper is similar, but it's a modern one, so it does have a different feel to it. But I like rag paper. It gives you that texture. I'm trying to show you guys like the texture of the paper, but it's awesome. It's amazing. I do like playing with it. This is German font here and text. I don't know that we want German on it. It's kind of a bold font. Let me see what else I have sitting here for other rag paper books that I can take apart. I have a section where I've been stealing bits and pieces out of them as we go. This one might work. So let me put this grungy one back and let's take a page, and I'm just gonna, normally I would cut the strings and take out a signature of it, but I'm looking for one where there's a lot of text on the page. Like this has a lot of text on the page, and I'm going to be bad and just break my spine so that I can tear out a page of it. And then I will use this and collage down the side. Okay. And I got all my grungy bits. These little pieces are awesome for clusters. So what I was saying about clusters, if you don't have a box, might take the next couple weeks and find a box. And what I'm talking about is a craft storage box that's, you know, like this deep, and it has all the little divided sections. That's what I'm going to be using. That's what I recommend, because I want to make a cluster box, one for lace and one for paper. So if you want to pick up two, be my guest. Otherwise, you know, you can mix lace and paper in one. I'm going to make 2 separate ones because I want to build a box for making paper clusters and a box for making fabric and lace and soft clusters. So that's a project coming up if you guys want to grab supplies for that. So I'm just going to tear this and we're going to go down the side of this pocket. And I don't want quite that perfect of an angle, but we'll see what we end up with here. That's pretty good. I think we'll go like this, but I need a little different tear there. Yes. Okay. That goes off to scraps. Let's glue this down. Because we're inking, you people that love to ink, you can give your little torn paper a little color if you want. I'm not giving it much, but I did give it a little bit. Okay, let's glue that one down. Where did I put? There it is. Parchment. My glue is left open. How are you guys doing out there? I hope you guys get some crafty time in. I know it's a really super busy time of year and everybody's got New Year's resolutions they're working on where they're out jogging and exercising and going to the gym and all that kind of stuff. I wish I had time for that, but I do not. My New Year's resolutions, when I do them, they typically start later. I don't try to put a lot of pressure on myself to start the things that require a lot of planning ahead and that kind of stuff. I don't like to put a lot of pressure on myself to start those on the 1st. And the reason being is, especially for the dieting and all that kind of stuff, generally, you know, you've got all the Christmas treats laying around and that kind of stuff. And I just like to give myself time to make sure those are out of the house before I try to do any, I don't know, dieting or anything like that. So I generally start on the 15th, which is typically Quitter's Day. Quitter's Day is the day that they say, traditionally, people who start New Year's resolutions end up giving up their New Year's resolution around the 15th of January. So it's called Quitter's Day, which I think is funny. So I usually start mine on the 15th. I could easily put a beautiful lady on that pocket. I think that would be great. I do have some Florilegium book pages over here. So there's a lot of options for florals. That one might work. These ones are very botanical. So the Florilegium book is very, very like naturalist kind of flowers. They're not your garden variety. I would love these irises or orchids. They're iris, I think. Iris. I would love them. I live in Arizona. We don't have vegetation. We have cactuses, which you could use in a journal, but I think we're going to have to go with that one because I'm not finding anything else. And then these are just regular pages. So if I do a botanical, we're going to have to do one of these guys. I guess I could make that work. Let's see. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You could use one of the photo storage boxes, but that is a different kind of a box. I do like those boxes for storing other things, but for making clusters, you're going to want a box that is open, that has open compartments in it. Because the idea is that box is open on your desk and you then just get to pick and pull what you can see with the box open. The other photos boxes, you know, you would have to open up all the different boxes individually. So for clusters, I don't think that's the best option. I do like those boxes though. And that's a great price. But I think for clusters, you're going to want to have something where you visually have a box with all the little divided sections that you can see and just grab, because when you're making clusters, the idea is to make them fairly quickly. So you're just going to want to be able to see everything and grab it quickly right out of the box. So something with a open lid and then little dividers inside of it would be what I would do. You do you. If you need to, have everything sorted and in a different box, then that's totally fine. But the cluster box idea is just so that it's easier and faster to build your little clusters. And the whole thing with cluster building is a visual thing. You need to visually pick up something and try it. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't work, then you pick up something else. So, because it's arranging, it's doing collage in the air. Instead of gluing these pieces of collage stuff down, you're actually building the collage in your fingers. And then from there, you can use a Tim Holtz stapler, or you can glue, or whatever it is that you like to do to secure your little bits. And so I want to build boxes and have everything ready to go, and us to play with the art of building a cluster. And a lot of people ask me, one of the things I get asked about most is how you decide to do your arrangements, how you do the composition. And that's just something that you have to play with. It just needs to look right to you. It doesn't matter whether it looks right to other people. What matters most is that you like what you make. So generally, a cluster building exercise helps a lot of people with composition. So something like that would be good. The flowers are getting a little lost because they're white flowers. I could go in and tint them with a marker or a pencil. Maybe if we inked this, it would give us a little more definition. So cluster building, while it makes us ephemera pieces that we can use in our journals, it's really an exercise in composition. And the better you get at composition, the faster you can, make your journal pages look nice, and the faster you can make your ephemera, less auditioning, that kind of a thing, because your brain will, it's a skill. Your brain will eventually just get to where, oh, that looks good, and you glue it down, We inked it a little bit and it helps, but it's still a little bit lost there. I don't know that that's the perfect piece for that, just because it has white flowers, and the white flowers get lost in that busy background paper. I'm going to see if I can find something else for it. I won't spend an hour, but I have all kinds of botanical books in the other room. We had that pink one. It's just kind of a weird one. Yeah, I don't have much left of this book. I need to get another book like this. Let me see. Let me set that to the side for a moment. We'll come back to that. We have this card that we're going to do to go into this little pocket. I'm going to have to trim it. I'm going to have to trim some off. I think I'm going to keep the music at the top up here. I don't want to lose that. And I'm just going to trim it here. So I don't have the chomper in here, but I do have this paper trimmer. And the envelope itself is just a little bit over 5 inches. So if I make this about 5 inches, let's see how that works. Let's see. I'm just going to hold those two for a second. We'll make a little journal card that will go in here. That works and it closes. So good size. Well, Sarah, you didn't order it from me. I don't have Florentine paper in Etsy as of yet. So we do refrain from advertising other people's stuff here, but I do sell the Florentine paper, as I mentioned. So we're going to ink around this, and then we're going to add decoration. So right here, we're looking at something like that. And then we need, this has a little bit of a skip right here. I'm just going to trim that off quick. It's just where I cut this masterboard right here. This is my coffee dyed cardstock showing through. When I cut the masterboard, you can see the papers all bunched up right there. It's just because I cut it when it was wet. So let me trim off that section. I don't want that section in my envelope, and it will just take a second to get rid of that section. There we go. All right. And there's that. And now we're inked again, and we're ready to go. So for this, we could put flowers on it. Like, I almost could have put that there. It does look better there. At least I can see it on this one, right? So we might do that with the label. But we need to find something for the front of this one. Maybe a lady, because we did botanical on the inside. Let me see what I have for ladies. I have ladies, and I have maybe a bird. We do a bird. I think the birds are too small, though. Maybe. I do have birds. And I do have some ladies. Let me see what kind of a lady we could put on there. Let me check this lady and see what she looks like. I think I would rather have a bird. So let's do a bird and a nice big label. You're not late. There's no late, Shelly. You're not late. You're just on time. Okay. So we have these two birds. This is what I'm down to in birds. So one of those two birds, probably this guy. And then I have some really nice large size labels. I think they're probably a bit too much. Plus they're in blue. Let me see what else I've got. There's these labels. I want a nice large size label if I can find one. Okay. That might work. I mean, it's not the style I wanted, but it might work. This is what happens when we have to craft on the fly live. Okay, I'm going to go with this one maybe. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with this one. That was a really, like, my hand was shaking a lot. I'm going to go with this guy and the bird, I think. I don't want to put a flower on the outside and then a flower on the inside. I mean, you could, but I'm going to try to avoid that. And then I'm just going to snip these corners. They're kind of all over the place on the digital. And then ink this. And we will have made a little folio. I didn't put the closure on it, but I talked about it. So we will have made a little document envelope there. So there's that. And then let me see about this bird. I feel like he would just be kind of sitting on nothing though, because this label has to go on the side. I don't know. We're going to work on it. We're going to work on it. I'm going to cut this really fast, and then I will come back and cut it better if I'm actually going to use it, because I don't want to take up your guys' time while I'm auditioning birds. These birds, I'm not sure exactly where they came from. They may be Rachel birds from Roxy Creations, but I'm not sure because I have several bird digitals. And I don't like his colorways. And I'm probably not going to like him either, but we will see. So when I'm auditioning and I'm live and I don't want to take forever, I'll just roughly cut it out and then we'll kind of see what he's going to look like. He just looks weird. I don't like the two birds. Okay, so we're moving away from birds and I don't know what we're going to put on there, but we'll put something. Let me clean up my mess. We'll put something. Let me go look in my bin and see what else I've got. How are you guys doing out there? Whoopsie, I dropped my cutter. How are you guys doing out there? Let's see. What else do we have? Ooh, I did find something. I found this. And that would have been super cute on there, but then I have flour in there. Let's see. Let's see. I need a focal point. Here's more birds and more labels. I don't know if these birds will work, but they're here. And there's whatever this thing is. Let me grab this. Okay. I have these birds, and they're kind of a better size, but I don't know that I love maybe this one with those colors. Then I have all kinds of other random digital things, digital labels and digital other things. Let me see what else we've got. Just mostly labels. Some perfumey label looking things. No, I don't want those. Let me try this bird. That's the problem with being in here and not in my real craft room. So, cluster boxes. We're going to make those mini journals. You guys remember the little mini journals from the cards? We had Italian Florentine stationery cards, and we were going to make little mini journals out of those. I do have another set of those, and they're in a different colorway. So I'll show you guys those soon. And then we will make little mini journals out of those things. So those are two group projects that are coming up. Now, just because I'm saying group project doesn't mean everybody has to do it. I'm going to do it live, and it'll be a group project for those who want to make it. And then for those who don't want to make it, you can just come and join and hang out and chat with us. And then the people, you can make whatever you want to make during the lives. But the Friday junk journal classes will be a little different. They will be focused more on the basics of junk journals in the beginning, and then I hope that we can progress it to more of a intermediate class as we go. I just want to give the opportunity for people who are brand new to junk journals, because that seems like a whole lot of people. The people that are brand new to junk journals can come, they can craft with us, hang out live. That way, if while they're doing something, maybe they're sewing in their signature and they have a question, or maybe they don't, know how to arrange their papers for a signature, they can ask a question live. And there's no selling or anything like that. It's just literally trying to help people who are new to junk journals or newer to junk journals learn the basics in the beginning. Now, what I consider a basic and what some people consider a basic might be different, but I'll do my best to not leave anyone behind there. And then, of course, if I'm going too fast or something like that, they'll have the opportunity. They can speak up and we can go back over things. So that's kind of where we're going with junk journal classes. And then, as I said, I'm hoping that we can start off in the beginning with more beginner stuff and then progress into intermediate. And then I'm hoping at some point we can get into some more advanced binding techniques and mixed media techniques and kind of move through that together as a group. So that's what we're going to start doing. However, for those of you that do the monthly junk journal kit, we will still be doing those live. And I am considering moving those to Saturday morning. I know some people, Friday does not work for them. So it might be better to move some of that to Saturday morning. So those are the things I'm playing around with behind the scenes. I don't know if I love the birds, guys. I just think the paper is so fancy and the birds are so, I don't know, naturey. I might just have to go flower and flower. It just it drives me crazy to do it, but let me see. Maybe I can put, it's just that he has earth under him, so he needs to go at the bottom as well. He's fine there. I don't really need to be that fussy, but I do need a different label for him. Unless I put this label. No, he needs a different label. He definitely needs a different label. These are the ones I have left that are printed. Thank you for watching the daily videos, guys. Thank you, thank you. I have this little pink label. That would work. Let's do the pink one. Let's do the little pink one. The videos that are out so far, I did pre-record, and I did not expect the response that I got from doing the videos. So there are different videos that release every day, and the ones that have released so far, I did all on the same day, recorded them all on the same day. And I really thought, you know, some people would watch, but I really am just blown away by the number of people that are watching and subscribing and all of that kind of stuff. It's pretty amazing. And I cannot, honestly, I am shocked by it. And so just thank you for watching the videos, and thank you for all of the support that all of you guys give. I really appreciate that. And I want to give back, and I want to help anyone who wants to learn how to do junk journals. I want to help them. I love it. It is an amazing, awesome hobby. And so I want other people to be able to experience that joy. I know I have a lot of new subscribers, and thank you guys all for doing that. I appreciate it very much. We're growing and growing. I've been doing videos, lives for a long time, but I didn't think to do the recorded videos. I wanted to, but I couldn't fit it into my schedule. So having this Christmas vacation, which I've managed to work, I've managed to work the entire vacation so far. But having that time for vacation allowed me to work on some of those projects that I really wanted to do. Just couldn't figure out how to fit in to the timetable. So I've already inked some of his space between his legs, so I'm just going to blend that in a little bit. Sometimes I cut it out, but it looks like today I'm just going to blend it in and ink it. And that's what it's going to be. Let me see how it looks. It's good. Let's do that on there. And I think I've already inked my flower. However, I am going to give it a little bit more of an outline now because it's going on this one. And I do want to be able to see it. We're going to have so much fun though, guys. This 2025 is going to be amazing. We are going to make so many beautiful things together. And we're going to build a really awesome community. Like we have an awesome community already, but we're going to continue to build it. And it's going to be so supportive to everyone in it. And that's my goal, to build a place where everybody can just come and share their ideas and their makes and get support and feel supported, because a lot of things, you know, you don't necessarily feel support. And so I want people to feel supported. So I'm just going to glue this area where this is going to go down. Kind of roughly there. And then I do, just so you know, I do go back and like any piece that's up like this, I will glue down with art glitter glue. I just am, for the speed of this, focusing on getting the composition done, and then we'll worry about gluing down those other pieces later. You can even put them in your box, your completed ephemera box, and when you go to put it in a journal, glue it down. I generally try to do it before that, but I'm just saying, sometimes It's okay to save it for later. So that's all glued down. Let's get our label on there. We eventually got here on this guy. Rhea, you're like, I didn't ask for an hour long making a pockety thing. Let's see, which way does this label go? That way? Where am I putting this label? I didn't audition it first. Because I want to put it over this, I'm going to have to tuck some glue under there. All right, let's put it there. Yep, that's fine. Let's put it there. All right, so there's the front side of the pocket. The pocket, it's not really a pocket. It's going to go in a pocket anyway. Let me glue this down. This, I would like to have a label or something. It's sticking to my finger. But for now, let's move on and let's see about doing something for those CD envelopes. So CD envelopes, I do like to put the die cut, like I've shown you guys before, in them. The die cut of the picture wheel from Tim Holtz. I do like that. And you don't have to decorate in every single little picture hole like I did before with you guys. Let me see that other label quick. All I really have are these green ones or this one. Maybe this one does go here. Maybe it goes right there. Let's do it. At least we can call the card done and the pocket done, except for if I put the little closure on. I don't know. Do you guys want to see the little closure making? Do you guys know how to make the policy envelope closures where you punch them out of cardstock? So this, I don't want that folded over. This is what we did. It is kind of wrinkly. It's wet. It needs to dry, and I need to put it under something. But there's that. And then it goes inside of here. It's going to get inked around on the back first, but it's going to go inside of there. And I really like the fact that it is matching. So that's nice. And then we could hole punch some little circles and stack them up and make a string closure there, just so that this side is kind of decorated. You could add a little label or a little something down here, but it's going to go in a pocket this way. It also could, if you left it open like this, hang over the edge of a page and go in. But you can just use the Florentine paper, just like that you would use any patterned cardstock paper. So use it for pages. Use it for lining the inside cover of a journal. I didn't do that in here, did I? I don't remember if I did. No, not in these ones. So you could use it on the inside of a journal to line them. I really like the patterned paper for that, but just use it like you would normally use any patterned scrapbook paper, digitals that you print out, anything like that. The thing with the Florentine paper is, since it has the ones that I buy anyway, they have so much pattern all over them. They really do work well for collage. But Florentine paper has that little kiss of gold on it. But there's that. Okay, we did that. Hello, Tanya. Is it Tanya or Tanya? Hello, hello. Yes, please and thank you. Gail, hello. Gail, what would you like? Is this yes because you wanted me to make the little things there? The little closure things out of hole punches? I asked a question and then I didn't wait for a response. I'm sorry. Hello, Jamma. Is it Jamma? I'm always bad at pronouncing people's names. I do apologize. Sorry, I missed you guys in chat. I'm sorry. Tanya. Closure thingies. Okay, we can do it. This one might be actually it is going to be too big, probably. Let me show you how it's done, and then you'll have the idea anyway. So we need some cardstock. You know what I have that is sitting right here is a manila folder. So manila folders are really, really popular in junk journal making. So if you have any old manila folders laying around, people are making all kinds of amazing folios and things like that out of them, but they're also great cardstock, and it's the thing that's at hand. So I'm just going to do it. So you want to punch, and this punch is broken, and I have ordered another one, but in the meantime, I can make it through, hopefully. You want to punch yourself a number of little holes, little circles. You're going to need at least 2 circles per side, so 4 total, but I'm going to punch out 6. And like I said, this punch really does make things more difficult, but it is what it is. We'll fight through it. Okay, so I've done that. Got my cardstock back. I don't know where my little circles just flew to. They're under my desk. Okay, so let's do the closures. The easiest way to make, and you're going to have to imagine, because this really is too big for right here. So I'm not going to glue them on this one, but for a string closure, you need several sets of hole punch circles. And you're also going to need a strong glue and some string, obviously, and some eyelets. So here's the way I like to do it. Let me go grab the eyelet setter, because we're going to need eyelets. The way that you attach your circles to your envelope up here at the top is with an eyelet. And then I can glue this one down here, but I also put an eyelet in it just so that it looks the same. You don't have to use the eyelets. If you're not going to use an eyelet, I'll show you both ways. But let me grab the eyelet tool because it's not in here. And so I saw your comment about the aluminum foil. That is great for punches that just need resharpened. This punch, the spring is broken on the inside of it. So that is the problem. And I have ordered another one, but also somebody was asking me a question about their hole punch the other day in the group. Not their hole punch, their crocodile. So in this set, it came with the crocodile. We are Memory Keeper's crocodile tool. It also came with a case, and it came with a bunch of eyelets. These eyelets right here, these are 3/8 inch eyelets. I purchased these off on my own. They are not We Are Memory Keepers. They require a different combination than the rest of the eyelets in here. I made myself a cheat sheet that tells me what nib and little combination I need for the different sizes of eyelets. So whoever asked, I don't know if they're here in chat, but it's advisable that you play with your crocodile and figure out which setting, because this little thing here has different pieces and parts on it. You lift it up and you rotate it. And so it's advisable that you play with your individual crocodile and find the right setting for what you are trying to do. And so for me, for the large 3/8 inch ones, I need to have it on the silver nib thing, and I need to have it on the gold bottom thing. And so it'll kind of tell you on my cheat sheet. For this is the 3/8 inch one, this is the standard one, and this is the little mini ones that you can get at Hobby Lobby. And so this is my combination. Very combos, very appropriately labeled. But I just keep this in here so that when I use these, I can remember which combination I need. This was where I was testing and trying it out and figuring out how I liked the back, because this combination also has nice backs. So that's what I did with the little cheat sheet. And for these, so normally I'm going to use 3 or 4. I'm going to use 4 per side. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to glue 2 of them together. And it's because I don't have thick enough cardstock. I tried to use a file folder because I thought, it'd be the thickest, but I'm going to glue 2 together. You want to use really thick cardstock for your circles. If you have thicker than what I have here. You might not need to do 2, but I need to do 2. So I'm going to do 2 backed up together. I'm going to give those a minute. Let me do another hole here because we ended up doing 2. I can nurse this one along just long enough till I get another one. Okay. So there's that. And then you've got our top and bottom sets of 2 glued together. So I ended up using 8 total circles just because my cardstock is thinner. Okay, there we go. There's those. Let those set up for a minute, and then you're going to want to put an eyelet. You're going to put 2 together, and you're going to put an eyelet in the center of there. You can mark a center, you can eyeball it, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to adjust my little depth setter here to where it's about in the center. That way I can get both of these punched in the same place. I'm trying. I'm just going to guesstimate. So let's pretend that's where my hole goes. Now I'm going to put the 3/8 inch one in here. And because the 3/8 inch one is larger than the standard ones, I need to double punch this and widen my hole so that my bigger eyelet will fit in here. When you do yours at home, you probably will not have a 3/8 inch eyelet. I just like using these larger ones. So that's why I double punched and widened my hole up. So I would mark it with a marker and put it in the center. These guys also require a little washer. Again, these are not standard eyelets, so they require a washer. You're going to put your washer on. Put this combination there and squish. So you put your little eyelet into your circle. Again, you're going to put yours in the center. Mine didn't end up being in the circle, in the center. So you're going to put yours in the center. So just put 2 circles together, put an eyelet in the center of it. I got to widen my eyelet hole. Put my eyelet in, and that eyelet is going to allow your 2 sets of glued together discs to rotate. And that's the thing that you wrap your string inside of. Because you have 2 very thick, I'm looking for a washer. I can see them, but I cannot get to them. They're down in the bottom. This is a washer for an eyelet. Because you have 2 rotating thick cardstock circles, that's what allows your string to get wound in between them. And that's what holds the string. So you've got a channel in here, and that's where you wind your string. And the eyelet, you could have totally attached this to your paper with the eyelet. I didn't, because I didn't want them to go on here. But then you would take your string. So that's simple. Very, very simple, right? You would take your string. I'll just put this in backwards. It takes two times every single time to put it in. You wind your string. So use your eyelets to attach is the best way. And then wind your string around in through that channel. And then wind it in through the channel in the bottom. So you've got 2 that go basically like this. That one just wants to flip off there. Got 2 that basically go like this. And you're going to wind your string in between your 2 discs. Does that make sense? I will caution you, Ria, about the mentioning other people, please. Let's try to keep what happens here and focused on what's happening here, and other people's things can happen over there. There was that washer I was looking for. So there's that. There's some mock-up ones of those. Makes sense? Okay, good. Um, okay. It's okay. So I just say that we should not mention other people's channels and other people's things as much as possible. I know sometimes we have to, right? But the reason why is because I don't really have permission to talk about other people and other people's channels. And one time I was just having a normal video and somebody was saying something about a product that a company has, and the person had a negative review. And then I got a cease and desist letter in the mail from that company's attorney saying that they were going to sue me because I was making content that was negative about their product. And so I just am very leery about people talking about other people's channels and other people's businesses and other people's stuff because I don't want to get in trouble. So that's that. Okay. So there's the thingy that we did. Let's work on this CD envelope a little bit if we can. Let me clean up this mess. At least we made something out of Florentine paper, Rhea. At least we made something. Where did I put these guys? Okay, here's these guys. And you'll notice when you copy dye CD envelopes, the plastic itself gets crinkly and wrinkly. I like that even more. It just adds to that vintage look. And so, you know, you do you and do yours the way that you want, but sometimes you actually get the dried copy on there, and I think that looks good. You don't have to copy dye them, of course. You could just use, you know, as they come, white, whatever. I think people really like to use the CD envelopes because you can see whatever is on your tag down in there, right? Like if we tuck this guy in here, hopefully he fits, you'll be able to see through the envelope and see whatever you've got in there. So I think that's why people like using them, because you can see through and see your design. So when I copy dye them, I don't have to. I don't feel like I have to cover up the envelope. But if it was white and it was me, I would at least like take a blending brush and blend some ink over it, or you can collage paper over it to cover it. You can just do a little stamping over it, which adds pattern and interest too. You could go in and, you know, hand doodle some little flowers or something growing up from it. You can do whatever you want to do to decorate your actual envelope. And as far as using it, you can sew, how I like to use them is sew them into the signature. So you've got this little flap that closes it. Sew this into your signature of your journal. So I might have one here. Hang on. I think I do have one in these journals. Do I not? I'm pretty sure I do. Somewhere in here. And if not this one of these journals has a CD envelope in it that we decorated and we did. Hold on and let me see. Somewhere, I think there is a CD envelope. Unless I'm just going insane, but I'm pretty sure one of these has. Hold on. If not this one, then the next one. But in that one, I sewed it into the signature and I put, sorry, it is in one of these. I know it is. Let's check the largest one. Right here. So this is one. And I took that flap and I sewed it into the center of my signature when I sewed my pages in. So I just leave this little flap hanging out and make sure it gets caught in there and sew it. And so this one, I just added a little tag. It was a white one. So you can see I just kind of blended some color ink over it, some just vintage photo to kind of mimic a copy dye look, much lighter, obviously. And I added a label, and I added these little flowers because they were kind of bent going around the frame. So I added that. And then for this one, I just snipped off the top of the envelope. So this is the way the envelope normally opens, like right here. But because I sewed that into the signature, it was going to be really hard for you to get things in and out this way. So I snipped off just the top, the very, very top edge, so that I can get a journal card in and out of it. So that's the way I did this one. And I know there's another one. I think there's another one in here. And it just has a vintage photo. I put some map paper on this, or I don't know what this actually was, but it's map. And there's a vintage photo of a lady standing in her front yard in her fancy dress or party dress. I don't know. And then I put some more little flowers on it. So that's really, really simple. And then I added that tab so that you could pull it in and out of the envelope easier. So that's that one. However, I thought there was another one. There may not be, but we will check. Is there one in this one? I know we did one in the Halloween journal where I did the Tim Holtz die cut. Maybe there isn't in this one because I did a paper bag instead. Is that it? No, that is not it. I guess there isn't in this one. Maybe I just did one in these. I don't know. But, so that's one idea. Put it in the signature. Other than that, you're just going to use it pretty much just like I did this one. And you're going to tuck it into the pocket. So you decorate it, you put your card in, and you tuck it into the pocket. What was your question exactly? Do you have another question about it? Is there something else you want me to do with it? Like, you can take this and just, if you have a big background stamp, you can stamp the whole background stamp on it. And if you're using an ink that's like a water reactive ink, like a Tim Holtz ink, you can go in and wipe away the stamp in the circle with a wet baby wipe. But if you're using a StazOn or a permanent ink, something like that, it is going to stamp on the window envelope, which is also a different look. So you could stamp over the whole entire thing to give it pattern. I don't know what else. I mean, other than that, like, you know, different things you can put in it, different ways you can cut it off. If you sew it into a signature, you could cut off this edge over here and go in and out this way. It doesn't have to be from the top, but that's just, I don't know, one way. If you wanted to sew it into the signature and still go in from this way, you're just going to have to take this and cut a big notch out of it so that you can slide in and out whatever you're sliding in if your signature is right here. It's going to be tough, but you could do it. I usually sew them in. I very rarely will just stick it in a pocket. To me, it's just the perfect flap in a journal, you know, to flip over and find something fun back there. That's the way I like to, I don't know. We'll have to play and figure out what we're going to do with these, because there's a pile of these coffee dyed and ready to go. A shaker, yeah, you could definitely close this envelope up and put little bits in there as a shaker. You could, absolutely. It's actually crinkly. You're welcome. I'm glad that helps you with an idea, at least to one thing you can do with it. Is there anybody else who wants to ask a question or wants me to show something quick? Anybody have a question about anything junk journal related, what I'm doing? I don't know, anything like that? I've got a little bit of mess to clean up over here. Some little paper bits. I won't save these. I will save my little bits of paper because these are perfect for that cluster box. And this little bit that came off, when you trim a piece off of, like, you know, this is a master board and this is cardstock. When you trim a piece off like this, you can make it a belly band. You can use eyelets and put it down as a belly band with eyelets right there. You could glue it down as a little belly band on a page. You can add it, you know, just because this is a CD envelope, you could add something across here and make another pocket on the outside of your CD envelope. and then you can still see through, and you can still have, a card or whatever in your CD envelope, but you could add a belly band across your CD envelope and then tuck in something else. But if you can't find any purpose for a little bit of piece of cardstock that you've already collaged on, my advice to you, there's a fruit fly in here. You can take an eyelet and put it up here at the top and then make it a charm on a tag. You could add a little word down the center. You know how we have like those little word stickers that we're always trying to use and it's hard to find the right place for them. Put an eyelet right here and then you can make it a little tag charm. So do I have a tag in here? I mean, we can envision one. Pretend this was a tag and you have, your hole at the top of your tag. Put this on as a charm with like a word going down. Just don't throw away your little pieces of, you already did the work to collage it. It's already on cardstock. You might as well use it for something. So there's that. My own washi tape. I don't know, are you just in my brain? Is that what's happening right now? Are you just in my brain, Ria? My own washi tape line is coming. My own line of everything is coming. But my own washi tape line is coming, yes. That's very funny, Ria. Or Teresa. It's Teresa asking, sorry. No, it's both of you. I see. Yes, there will be my own line of washi tape. That's funny that you guys are asking that. Yes, my own line of washi tape will be available for purchase. My own line of everything will eventually be available for purchase. But for now, we're just using supplies that we have and trying to use them up and also support other makers and other people who do things like that too. So it's a fun project, but it is also a big project. I wasn't going to tell anyone, but you guys are asking and I'm not going to lie. So yes. Okie dokie. Oh, I don't know about congratulating me just yet. Eventually we can celebrate its release, but it's a little, it's a project. It's a project. We'll just leave it at that. Okie doke. I'm going to flip the camera back around and we are going to wrap it up. I guess we did 2 hours. I was aiming for an hour and a half. I don't ever sleep, as you guys know, but that's okay because this keeps me busy, right? I'm gonna flip the camera back around. There I am. I look like a mess. My hair is on, I don't know what it's on today. It has super many flyaways today. Maybe it's because it's like gonna rain outside or something. I am closer to finishing than beginning. That is true. All of these projects take a lot more time than you think that they're going to take. So, just again, thank you guys for always being here and always supporting me. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, head on over there, become a member of the Facebook group. That is where everyone who is here in chat hangs out and posts their stuff that they make. We are going to do another challenge in there for January. I had hoped to start it, but because of the 365 videos taking off the way they did, it requires a lot more time for me to answer all the comments and questions about that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to launch another challenge in the Facebook group until I had enough time to manage that better. So there will be a challenge in the Facebook group starting soon. I'll announce it in the Facebook group, but it entails making pieces of ephemera again. And you guys can post, whatever you make. There'll be details coming out. I want to do it a little different than last time, but another challenge, and it's fun because then you guys get to see each other's work. And when you see other people's work, it inspires you in what you create most of the time, right? So it's kind of builds on each other. One person sees one thing and then they take it to a different direction. And then the next person sees their work and takes that to a different direction. And that's kind of the whole point of the whole Facebook group thing for junk journalers, is to both give inspiration by posting your work to inspire other people, but while you're there, you see other people's work as well, and that inspires you. And just like I said, one idea, so somebody can post one make of theirs, one thing they made, And that might inspire 10 other people to also make something along those same lines, but take it in their own way, right? So make something that's unique to them. And then when they post those 10 things inspire 10 more people each to do something. And before long, it just snowballs. And so that's what I'm hoping happens in the Facebook. Excuse me. Hope happens in the Facebook group. And so I want to continue to do challenges that help build that so that we all can get inspiration and that we all can support each other. And the other good thing about posting in the Facebook group is everyone is super kind over there, and everyone is always, commenting on people's work. And, it's not just where some people get comments, everybody gets comments. And so I really like the fact that you guys are so supportive of one another, and that makes my heart happy. So thank you guys for joining all of the things. All of my links are in the description box below the video, the links to the Etsy, the links to the Facebook group. The Facebook group should be pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. I don't know if it actually is. I think it is pinned at the top there. So where you see the link up there at the top of your chat box, that is the link to the Facebook group. It's called Junk Journal Makers. There is opportunities for you guys to sell things in there too, and there's changes coming to that. We will be, I'm not going to say yet, but there will be a whole lot more selling going on by you guys, by people other than myself, through the Facebook group. So that is coming. I started it once and then I had to stop doing it, but I have figured out the perfect solution to that problem, and we are going to start it up where you guys are also selling the products that you make, the digitals that you make, everything having to do with what you guys are doing for your business will have a very special place in the Junk Journal Makers Facebook group. So it's all coming. It's all coming down the pipeline. I just got to stop sleeping a little more and we can make it all happen. Thanks so much for joining me today for Friday Craft with Me live. And like I said, we have a journal kit of the month coming out either this Tuesday or the following Tuesday, and I will sell it that night and probably that night only. I will post the link to the sale in YouTube a day or two before so that you guys get notice. And from there, once we have a kit, we will start working on that kit together on Fridays. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you all, honestly. You're very supportive of me and you're very supportive of each other. And I love that. And I thank you for that. That really does make my heart happy that you support me, but it also makes my heart very happy that you support each other. And that's kind of what it's all about here. So I want to spread the joy of junk journal making to as many people as I can, because it has made my life very fulfilled. Crafting in general has always been, it's always been the thing I've liked to do, but junk journals, it really just does make my heart happy. And so I want to share that with as many people as I can. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys have a good rest of your weekend, and maybe I'll see you Tuesday, or if I don't see you on Tuesday next week, I will see you on Friday next week for another craft with me of whatever we're doing. In between then, there's 360 something more days of videos to watch. All right, guys, we'll see you again soon. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.